Hi again, Bev here, and this is a hopefully fairly quick video. I'm going to talk about two things here. And one is a response to Vinylizer John when he asked a question about what band or artist have you found the hardest to collect stuff from them, you know, as in their music, their albums, etc. I'm going to do that second, but the first thing, I just thought of something as well that I'm going to throw out here, and you can do a response video as well if you want. And I want to know, have you ever bought an album simply because you've liked the cover, or for some reason because of the cover of the album, the artwork, the design, the logo, the photos, whatever it may be, and without really knowing what the music on the album's like? So basically, have you ever bought an album purely because of what was on the cover? And I've got two here that I can show. They're both CDs. I'll just take it out here to lessen the glare, but this was the one that I bought without having a clue as to what the music was going to be like. I had a feeling it would be kind of sort of maybe the LA glam, sleazy kind of stuff, but it's not really LA. I think this guy's more New York sort of thing. I can't remember if he came from LA or not, but anyway, this is it. It's Adam Baum's album, the album New York Times, and this came out in 2001, but I think from reading the notes inside, the stuff was all written around about 1989, and I don't think it ever finally got finished properly until 2001 it was released. Now, I had never heard the album before. I wasn't really familiar with Adam Baum. I know who he is now. I've actually purchased a book of his off of Amazon recently, but I've not started reading it yet, so that should probably tell me more about where he's from, no doubt. But the reason I bought this is because of the album cover. I'm not sure how well you can see, but that is a picture of Adam Baum with Steve Clark of Def Leppard. And that's basically the reason I wanted this. I thought, Steve's obviously been hanging out with him at some point, so that sparked my interest right away. Went out and bought the CD. I haven't listened to the album enough, but it's okay. I haven't been overly wowed by it, but I've only listened to the album a couple of times. I probably need to give it a few more listens to see what I think. But yeah, it's kind of, obviously the cover of this is newspaper style, you know, headlines and stuff like that. You can sort of make what you will of the headline regarding the picture of Steve with Adam. Killer songwriter takes another shot, dying for a hit. Yeah, well, he was a killer songwriter, that's for sure. And that's the back. So inside this, again, it's kind of done out a bit like a newspaper as well, but it explains in here, I mean, that's some with Billy Idol as well. He's had a few people hanging out with him. I think at the time, 1989, 1991, you know, there was a lot of rockers hung out in New York as well, and there was a rock and roll party scene kind of thing there, and I'm guessing Steve must have hung out one time with Adam Baum and some of the guys when Steve was in New York, because I know he had an apartment in New York towards the end of the 80s. So that's the reason I've got that one. And the other album, I initially bought the album more so for the cover than for the sound, although I had an idea of what the band sounded like, but at this time I was relatively inexperienced about this band, and this album cover prompted me to go and buy the CD. more so than the music. And the reason being is I have a slight fondness for cows. Cows, I don't know, I just like the cow. I think the cow's a beautiful animal. They've got lovely faces, very chilled out animals, you know. In this country and in Europe, I guess, you think of the cow in the field chilling out, munching away, chewing the cud, as they say, not really bothering, getting stressed out like us humans, and you know, and if you go up close to a cow, they've got just lovely warm eyes. They'll look at you with a blank expression, as if to say, what you looking at, sort of thing. But, so, yeah, and this, I just like that. This is the Swiss cattle, and they've got the cow bells, because the Swiss cattle were away up in the Alps in the summertime. That's why they wear the bells, so the farmers kind of have an idea where they are. So yeah, and this was the first I got from Gotthard, made in Switzerland. Now this is a double set. It's a CD and DVD, so you get the live audio and the live DVD, and it's a fantastic, absolutely fantastic. This is from their lip service tour, this show, and it's in 2006 it was, and you've got the original singer Steve Lee on here, and the guitars brilliant. They're just a good sounding quality hard rock band, and I was bowled over. The audio CD, I mean, 17 tracks, and one of their encores, the last song they do on this and on the DVD as well, is Immigrant Song. They do a cover of Zeppelin's Immigrant Song, and I kid you not, it is the best cover ever I have ever heard of Immigrant Song. The vocals, he can reach Robert Plant's high spots, he really can. So I strongly advise you to check this out. And this leads me to Vinylizer John's question about what's the most difficult band to get a hold of their stuff of. Well, this is the band for me, Gotthard. I have only got 4 of their CDs, which I suppose is reasonable, but when I first discovered this album, it took me a while to hunt it down. I had to get this imported, and it came in from Germany or Austria. This was released, this is Alive in Lugano, which I think is the hometown in Switzerland where Gotthard come from. And this was the last live album released with Steve Lee. It was just released after he died. So I wanted to get this, and it's a live audio, and it's a bonus DVD with 4 tracks and some interviews from the band on it. I got this for Christmas. I was mentioned to my mum, so she enlisted the help of my cousin to track this one down. I struggled to get a copy of Lip Service, the album, initially. I ended up buying a Japanese version for slightly more than what I would normally like to pay for a CD. So that came in from another country as well. And the most recent one I got is the first one I've managed to find in the UK, is this one, which I think I showed fairly recently, Need to Believe. And this is from 2009, this one. But yeah, I do know that their more recent albums, I think the last 2 albums they've released, they're easier to get hold of. But it's more the early stuff I want to get at the moment. I do know that to get this on vinyl, it's priced ridiculously on Discogs at about £100, €100 or something. So you can forget that. No way. But it's really hard to find any of their earlier stuff on vinyl. I don't know if all of their earlier albums were initially released on vinyl. But even the CDs are hard to track down. They're few and far between. I don't find too much of them on eBay or Amazon, or any of the online haunts. Even if you go into Nuclear Blast's website, they have a couple of Gotthard things, but not much, and it's the more recent stuff as well. So, but yeah, that was the first one, as I say, and I got that primarily for the cover. And also they are a tough band to get a hold of stuff for me. I would say also Great White are not the easiest band to get a hold of either. I rarely see them about. And I don't have a lot of their stuff either, so I would probably throw Great White in as a second band there as well. So that is that. I hope you want to respond with the question I threw in as well, and if you haven't responded to John's question either, then get responding to both. See you later.